Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Mi, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. In today's video, we're going to do a complete analysis of chapter 1052 of One Piece. And now that we have all of the information for this chapter, let's take a look at each detail event that is expected to happen in it. But before we do our deep dive in chapter 1052, if you're new to the channel, we'd be absolutely honored if you consider leaving us a like or even subscribing with a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really motivates us to make more content, and if you'd like to help us out in a bigger way, consider sharing the video or even the channel with a friend. Without further ado, let's get into this chapter. The chapter starts in the Holy Land of Mary Joie, and we see that the Gorosei are talking about the sun god Nika's fruit and talking about the two Yonko who were in Wano. First, they start talking about the sun god fruit, saying that finally this fruit has reappeared again in the world. They also comment that two of the Yonkos have fallen at the same time, and it's something that they will not be able to hide because, of course, they're the four emperors. And if two are defeated, the balance of the world is going to be upset. The Gorosei say that they are sure the news will soon spread everywhere and wonder what they should do now since they really have no control over this getting out in this particular situation. The Goroseis contact the marine ships that were near Wano country and ask if it's true that Zunisha had disappeared. Then, the agent from CP0 who had escaped from Wano confirms that it is true that Zunisha had disappeared into the mist. One of the Goroseis then comments that the borders of the land of Wano are still closed and that the islands, as of now, are impenetrable forces. Another Gorosei member says that the land of Wano group must have changed their minds because of the situation and that whoever made the decision is someone very intelligent. With the borders still closed, the world government cannot send an army to take the country. So the Gorosei say that, well, at least the agents were able to bring Nico Robin in. An agent of CB0, the one that's left, says a nervous yes to stay out of trouble. For as we all know, they failed to capture Nico Robin, and she managed to escape from CP0 several times throughout the battle in Onigashima. So capturing Nico Robin with only one CP0 agent left alive is gonna be a tricky business. Suddenly, there's interference on a Denden Mushi, and a mysterious voice tells the sailors and the CP0 agent to stay where they are, as he is on his way. We then shift to see Wano and Onigashima. The narrator comments that the country of Wano is celebrating the ending of 20 years of terror, and with everything that they have experienced so far, they decide to cut it up, and while everybody's celebrating, we get to see what's happening inside Onigashima. We first see Hawkins and Drake talking, both very injured, and Hawkins is standing but not able to stand for long, while Drake is lying face up, looking at Hawkins from where he's laying. Hawkins asks Drake directly if he's a Marine, and Drake responds by saying that he wouldn't answer for his own reasons. But Drake goes on to say that he had predicted his future wrong, and that the letters telling him that he would survive if he did not betray Kaido were wrong. Well, of course, Hawkins says that when he first saw Kaido, he saw the Reaper, and so he ended up being his subordinate. However, Kid and his gang were the same situation, and they decided to fight Kaido. Hawkins then says that even though he saw Kaido's defeat of Luffy and the others, he couldn't run away after all that happened. His pride wouldn't let him run away like a coward. Drake next remembers the moment that he told Hawkins that if he wanted to change sides, this was the time. And Hawkins then tells him that there was someone who only has a 1% chance of surviving until the next day. Drake asks him who this person was, and Hawkins says that it was himself, and then falls unconscious. As the scene changes in Wano, we find out that it's been 7 days since the battle, and we're starting to see what's happening all over Wano country. And people say that they, not to remove the Fire Festival decorations because the Shogun said that there would be another festival very soon. At a school, children have a new teacher who tells them that they must learn the history of their country's heroes, and that they will start with Kozuki Oden. Next, we see that some citizens are surprised to learn that Komurasaki was actually Oden's daughter, and who was saved from the burning castle 20 years ago by Kawamatsu the Kappa. They're also surprised to learn that Kiroshiro, the chief of the Yakuza clan, was in fact Denjiro of the Red Scabbards. At Paradise Farm, we see people talking about the warrior who defeated Kaido, the warrior Joy Boy. Now, some have heard that he's no longer in the land of Wano, while others say that it's a shame that they can't find a hero on the level of the sun god. In Ringo, Kawamatsu and Kinemon are talking near a temple, and Kinemon wants to build a shrine so that the souls of the people who had lost their lives could look on and see the capital. In this shrine, they can honor Oden, and around him place all of the daimyos who fought for the country, such as Yasui, and honor their comrades like Ashura and Izu, who had lost their lives during this immensely important battle in Wano. Next, we see Onomaru arrive where Kawamatsu and Kinemon are, and at the same time, Marco shows up as well. Now, Kinemon asks him if he agrees with his words, and then Marco says yes, that there is nothing better than to rest in peace in his homeland. Marco regrets that he survived in the place of one of his companions. And Kawamatsu says the same thing happens to them. Kinemon says that they should pray for the heroes who are no longer coming back. And then the scene shifts to take place in the castle, where we see Yamato sitting on the roof of the Shogun's castle. Yamato is very hungry but doesn't eat. And then we see Hiyori getting Yamato's attention and says that Luffy and Zoro have finally woken up. We're next shown that Luffy and Zoro are awake and in their normal fashion are wanting meat and sake. So Momonosuke asks them to bring food for them, and Luffy and Zoro ask for more food, but Momonosuke tells them not to eat too much because today there's gonna be a big party. Momonosuke was waiting for them both to wake up to celebrate with them and with the whole town, and Luffy and Zoro look at him strangely because they don't know who he is. Momonosuke angrily says that it's him. Luffy is surprised at first, but then remembers that Momonosuke had to become an adult, and Zoro tells Momonosuke that he has an impressive body because he inherited from Odin, and he then says that he would like to try and defeat him one day. Momonosuke declines and says that he doesn't wish to fight, and then tries to kinda snuggle with Nami as he had done when he was little, but she punches him after he puts his hands on her, and Momonosuke tells her that he's still 8 years old, and he hadn't tried to do it to be naughty. Now, of course, Nami is silent, thinking that what Momonosuke says is true, but Luffy and Zoro say that Momonosuke is still an idiot. Sanji and Brook kinda tease Momonosuke, welcoming him into the adult world and telling him that his privileges are now over. Yamato puts a tray on Momonosuke's head, making him look kinda like Odin, and says that he has the mind of a child, but the body of Odin. Momonosuke angrily tells Yamato to stop putting the tray on him every time he sees it. Yamato says that Momonosuke has a powerful body because of his parents, and that he should thank them. Yamato also tells him that he's convinced that Momonosuke will become the best samurai in the country of Wano. And Momonosuke replies by saying that he will work hard to achieve it. Moving on, we see Nami invite Yamato to go then take a shower to get ready for the party that was coming, so they needed to get ready. Yamato says that he hadn't eaten or showered in the last few days because of waiting on Luffy and Zoro. Luffy thanks Yamato and tells him that surely it was Yamato's positive thoughts that made him and Zoro recover. And Jinbei tells Luffy that Yamato is indeed a great person. Surprised, Zoro even says that they're not even as dirty as he expected, but Hiyori then tells him that it was thanks to the fact that she had been cleaning him while they slept. Sanji gets a little angry when hearing Hiyori say this, and then tells Zoro that he and Sanji were gonna exchange some words later. But then Zoro remembers the words Sanji said to him while fighting Queen and King. Words in which that he said that after the fight, if he saw that Sanji was different, it was for Zoro to take his life. Zoro next runs towards Sanji and tells him that he came back from hell to kill him. Sanji tells him to calm down because everything was solved and it was no longer necessary to take his life. Then everyone goes to take a bath and get all ready so they can celebrate and get together with the rest of the town people, so that today they should also tell other parts of the country to join in as well, not just those in the flower capital. In the Tokage port of Udon, we see that repairs of the ships are going on and the Frankie Shogun has been completed. The other ships of the allies have also been repaired so that they could leave Wano after the party was to happen. We see Beppo and Killer and other pirates that are overjoyed to see the Frankie Shogun. Killer says that the news of what had just happened was assuredly already circulating around the world, and that now they would take the place of the Yonko as the world's most wanted pirates. Law agrees and says that because of the closed borders of the land of Wano, they really have no way of knowing what is actually happening outside, and what will be left is to wait until the borders are open to have a bit more information about what's going on in the outside world. Beppo replies that it's certainly the rewards of his captain, and the rest have risen to numbers never seen before. And we then see Apu appearing together with Anibi with a newspaper in his hand, and Apu says he doesn't know where the journals got their information from, but the rewards are very interesting in the newspaper. Kid says that surely it was Apu who gave the information to the journalists about the events of what happened in Wano. Apu throws the newspaper on the floor next to Kid so that he could see the news for himself. He then says that everything was written in the paper. The new rewards of the pirates who participated in the battle at Onigashima, and the new pirates who are now called the new Yonkos. The scene then shifts to the Wados near Wano country, and there we see a mysterious person with a flower as if it's maybe coming out of their back, and the flower is spinning, and because of the spinning motion of the flower, he's flying while speaking on a Den Mushi. Akainu's voice emits from the snails, asking the mysterious person where he was, and this person answers that it was as he said before, he was in the sky. Akainu angrily asks where he was, and we then see that this person on his back is wearing a marine cape, and we now see that this mysterious person was Ryokugyu, a marine admiral. Ryokugyu then tells Akainu that he sees Wano, and Akainu tells him not to do anything unnecessary, and then the chapter ends with Ryukugyu saying that he knows and that it was for Akainu to trust him. So there you have it, friends. There is the full breakdown of chapter 1052. Now that you've had a chance to hear it, what are you most excited about? Is there a certain part that you're really looking forward to seeing? And also, what do you think is going to happen with the bounties? And do you think that each of the 3 that participated in the battles with the 2 Yonkos have been elevated? Or do you think it's going to be cut down to just 2? Let us know what you think in the comments below. So as we wrap up the video, I want to thank you all so much for watching all the way to the very end. Make sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like and maybe hit that red subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. Hope to see you all in our next video, and let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.